Alright, so, couple things. One, I'm not wearing my typical shirt whenever I record in this backdrop. I call it a backdrop. I'm basically recording on my bed, essentially. But I'm not wearing my typical shirt. Two, I'm on the downslope of whatever I've got, although it's still kind of like right now in my nose and in my throat. So if I cough every once in a while, you know the reason why. And three, it is coming up on the weekend of September 19th, relatively soon. I say relatively soon. You have 2 weeks. 2 weeks left to vote in the poll on my post page about which movie I should go see in IMAX. Either him or One Battle After Another. Currently, right now, it is 50-50 right now. So, if it ends up being 50-50, I will end up doing like a coin flip, and whoever wins that coin flip will be the one that I pick. But anyway, enough of the housekeeping stuff. This trailer decided to drop at because I noticed this trailer when I was on my lunch break at work, and I had noticed that it had been live for 8 hours, and it was noon when I was at my lunch, meaning that this dropped at 4 in the morning, which is the time that I wake up to go to work. So I was just like, oh my gosh. It's like, well, it must have been all probably a really good time over in the UK for people to see this trailer. But we have our first official trailer for the sequel to 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. That's part of the title. It is 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Now, if you want to know what my full thoughts are about 28 Years Later, I already have the review posted on my channel, so you can go and check out my thoughts on that movie. Short and sweet. I really liked it. I think it's probably in my top 10 of the year so far, and we still have a decent amount of the year to go. But it is most certainly in my top 10 of the year. And I'm really excited for this sequel, because it isn't Danny Boyle directing. It is Nia DaCosta, I believe, who's the one directing, but Alex Garland is still writing the movie. But for all you Danny Boyle fans, he will be returning for the third movie, which is Bone Temple Part 2, which will be coming out like a little bit later after this. But I'm really excited. The first movie definitely set up a lot of stuff, especially in that last scene towards the tail end. They set up a lot of stuff, a lot of questions that are hopefully going to be answered, and hopefully we get some new questions from this movie as well. So I'm very much looking forward to it. But enough of me jibber jabbering. Let us take a look at our first trailer for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple.
Trying to predict the future is a discouraging and hazardous occupation. In fact, it may not even exist at all.
Oh, what is this I cannot see? Oh, I am deaf, none can excel.
Many of the things we take for granted will one day pass away completely.
I open the door of heaven and hell.
When that time comes, Men will no longer communicate. We may have diseases and barbarism.
Oh, I am an excel.
The whole world will cease to make any sense.
I open the door of heaven and hell.
Look at the incredible changes we've experienced
Heaven and hell.
and survived. And yet even greater changes are still to come.
Are you ready?
My soul shall scream in hell.
Okay, just by this end screen alone, this is going to be awesome. So, it looks as though we are going to mainly follow Dr. Kelson, and we're also going to follow this cult led by Jimmy, who, like I said, we met at the tail end of the first film. And it appears as though the son from the first film, who, gosh, I can't remember his name. Give me a second. Spike. There we go. Seems as though Spike has already gone through his initiation, and because there were a couple shots of him wearing my assumption is a wig of Jimmy's hair, same style of Jimmy's hair. So my assumption is we're gonna see him kind of indoctrinated into the cult, and maybe we might see like maybe the rite of passage into that cult, and then we're going to see like probably the horrors of what this cult does to survivors that are still there, that are still alive in this, post rage virus world. And my assumption is by like the end of the movie, Spike will probably end up, learning that the outside world is a very, very dangerous place. It's not just, the monsters with the rage virus that you have to worry about. It's the people that lurk in the shadows as well. But I'm very excited for this. Like I said, Nia DaCosta is directing. I absolutely love her as a director. I think Candyman, despite being like a bit, overhanded, symbolism thrown at you, I still think that's a really good movie with really good performers in it. And The Marvels is probably the most fun Marvel movie that, doesn't have a whole lot of cameos in it since the start of, this multiverse saga. People give that movie a bit too much gruff, in my opinion. But, yeah, that movie absolutely rules, and she did an amazing job with that movie. So, I'm very much looking forward to it. And also Alex Garland returning to write, and you also saw, well, you kind of saw, but Danny Boyle is also producing this movie, so he did have his hand in the pie, so to speak, when making this movie. But yeah, I'm absolutely excited for this movie, and I cannot wait for January of next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, that is it for my trailer reaction for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Like I said, I'm really excited for this, and who knows, it may end up being, because it said premium formats, it may end up being my IMAX movie for January. We'll see. But until then, guys, be safe out there, and remember, if you feel unsafe outside in the woods, then all that you have to do is just try and find your way to a civilization. Try and follow a river. Try and do something. If you got a compass, use that. Try and find yourself a civilization. Although you might end up in a civilization that's full of cannibals. So, I guess I don't have any good advice for you. Just fend for yourself in that instance. And I will see you guys next time.